It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free, 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
So I've come up with welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Monday morning.
Afternoon.
We are opening up, baby. We're coming back strong. We are reopening.
We are reopening.
What's the matter?
We've been reopened, I think.
Well, we have, but I mean the rest of us.
Actually, we haven't not really been. We've been producing, we've been bringing shows to you, we've been bringing content, but we have not been open to people.
Well, we're fortunate because we do have access to the media, we do have access to the newsroom, we have access to radio. So we fall under the banner of media, and it allows us to stay open safely, not just run amok and do a Naples. That's my new word for it now.
Do a Naples?
Don't do a Naples.
I can always rely on you to give me a bit of bad news. So, like
it's not bad news. It was cautious. They shut it down yesterday.
Okay.
It was easy to do because it was raining, but...
What was it, the beach?
The beach in Naples.
Here's the funny thing.
A million people came.
I don't know what I do during a day when I'm off. Because I don't watch TV.
I don't know what you do during the day when you're on.
I don't watch movies. Oh, you're watching movies, you're delivering food. I look back at my day and I went, I don't know what I did yesterday.
I watched a whole bunch of movies.
I do know what I did. I tried to apply for PPP, only to get the same result I've gotten for the past 2 months.
Which is?
And
if you don't have documents, you don't qualify.
If you don't have the documents they want, you don't qualify. And because my business, which is different than your company, my production company is a S-Corp, different documents than what the bank wants.
What is it that they want?
It's a whole thing, and I know they're going to have to change it because it can't just be me in this entire United States of America that is an S-Corp that doesn't have the documents.
Am I saying the same thing being an LLC that you?
I don't know how your accountant files an LLC.
Send it. Do you really think? I'm just going to send it. Just send the document.
I don't know how your accountant files an LLC, but I can tell you that.
I don't have an accountant. He disappeared too. Everybody disappeared.
But I can tell you this was the third PPP application I tried to fill out, only knowing what it was going to come to. And 3 hours later on Mother's Day, you know what? He got through the whole thing and they go, oh, you got to upload that. I don't have that.
You did this on Mother's Day?
I did it yesterday.
Are you insane?
Pretty much. I don't have this, I don't have that, I didn't have that. It was raining, I worked out, and that was the end of my day. I cleaned my makeup brushes, cut my hair, and I don't know what I did yesterday, but I did not do what I intended to do.
I cannot believe that's what you did. On Mother's Day, Linda actually worked. She made a spectacular dinner, and we'd send it out to Valerie, Freddie, and the baby, and Sarah on the other side. We had a lot of fun doing that. But I was watching intensely the news that was coming forward. I think it was Thursday or Friday that Jody told me they were going to open up Monday. And then there are businesses and other productions that we do, like Sarah Spiritual, who has a store. And I didn't know that West Palm Beach, I was looking for Boca. Because the mayor of Boca says, we ain't opening it today, we ain't opening it tomorrow.
Yeah, you sent it to me. I did not know Boca was opening.
But I read it, and it says it includes Boca.
And then you sent me a whole article of what was opening in Boca.
Now, can that article, it's the Miami Herald. They're legit, no? Or am I wrong?
I don't think you sent me the Herald. You sent me a Boca Tribune or something. You sent me a Boca newspaper.
Yeah, but is that legit? Now I'm beginning to wonder, are we really open?
We're really open.
Teddy, can we Google that to find out if we're ready?
We haven't changed anything we're doing. We still don't have guests in the studio.
Yeah, but I'm standing here like an idiot saying, hey, welcome, and maybe we're not open.
Boca is opening slowly, phase 1, whatever that means.
That's supposed to be today, phase 1.
So that is today, whatever that means. It just means do it responsibly is all I can say. Restaurants, I believe, are 25% capacity. That will be opening when they reopen. I saw Burt Rappaport, where one of our producers works. They are not quite opening their restaurants yet.
I need to ask you.
Yes?
If they tell you that the cafe This studio, YAM Studios, can open to 25% capacity. How many people do you allow in here?
That's a good question, because we don't know what our capacity is.
You know, I sort of took that question slowly to give you a chance to answer. What is our capacity?
I don't know.
Is it 5 people?
No,
Is
it has to
4
be more than
people?
that, because we've got more than that in producers. But I think we should be able to bring in 2 guests at a time, is what I think.
Forget about the guests. I'm talking about capacity. We have producers in here. We have editors now. We have all sorts of voiceover people in here. So if you have 10 people in here before the
I
guests.
think we're not going to have 10 people in here before the guests. That would not be a wise thing to do,
But
in
what
my
is-
opinion.
What is a quarter of what? What is a quarter of?
What is a quarter of what our
Don't
capacity is?
confuse my brain.
Well,
Yeah.
our capacity is not 100, which means we are going to be less than 25. How about we work in round numbers?
Okay, so let's assume that we have 50 people as our capacity.
Okay, what's
What's a quarter of 50?
it? Oh,
Well, don't you know?
12.5.
Is it? Really?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Well,
I'm gonna look it
a
up.
quarter, if 20, let's do math, 101. If
12.5, okay, you're right. So 12.5 people. So let's
we
say
can round up to 13.
13 people. So you can have 13 people at a time in here.
Theoretically. Theoretically. 13 people in here is a lot of people, though.
Is it? What are you talking about? There was that time. Okay.
We had a party that was 80.
Yeah.
But as far as this week, I think if we stick to around 10 or less, I think that would be my personal goal, 10 or less for this week, maybe even next week, maybe not even this week. Maybe this week we stick to around 5 or 6. Maybe next week we can bring in some guests. We have not brought in guests yet, but we're going to set this up so we can bring in guests. I've moved some chairs around, you saw, so our table only
You're always
holds
moving
3.
chairs around. That's nothing new. I'm getting, people are writing into me, legitimately, are writing into me asking me, when are we going to open to the public? Now, I just want to touch on this for a couple of minutes, because we did start early. How is the method that we are going to do it? Because I know that Teddy has a list of scheduling
For
groups and
producers.
things and producers. Okay, that's on one side.
Right.
Are we going to bring in people slowly? Are we going to ask them questions like, have you had a fever? Did you have the virus? Are you recuperating? Anybody in your family gets sick? Are we allowed to do that legally is what my question is.
We are allowed to legally, and I was thinking about the thermometer thing,
Yeah.
taking temperatures. I do not have my degree in nursing, nor do I choose to stand at our doorway and take everyone's temperature.
I have a degree in nursing.
Then you can stand at the door and take
I
everyone's
have no
temperature?
problem. I'm getting
Okay.
a shield and everything
All right,
made.
because I was thinking yesterday before I order one,
Who's going to do it?
who's going to do it? And I'm thinking, I can't ask our producers to do it, nor is it something I really want to take on that responsibility, so
Well, excuse me.
ex-nade the thermometer idea.
Why wouldn't you want to take the responsibility?
I don't want to stand at our door and take everyone's temperature.
Why not?
Just not a thing I want to do.
Do you want somebody else to do it?
Someone else can do it.
Is that what it is?
I'm not-
So you're afraid to do it?
I'm not afraid. There's so many other things I need to do than to stand at the door and take temperatures.
Okay, I'm going to let you slide on that, but okay. I will do it.
You're going to stand at the door and take
If you're
temperatures?
only going to allow 2 people doing it, it's
Then
not
that's
like it's
easy.
going to...
Yes. Just saying. I was
This is
thinking
why-
about that.
You know what we do? We bring in New York Sounds. I can't call him the naked DJ anymore. Did I tell
No,
you?
please don't do
I
that.
tell you what happened?
The connotation is just one of those things. No, you didn't, but I'm just thinking.
It's not the connotation. I called him the naked DJ because he had on a wife beater, which you don't like that word either. So I called New York Sounds DJ, Steve-O,
Yeah.
the naked DJ. I'm not allowed to do that anymore because that name has been taken by somebody else.
Ah, there you go.
How do you like that? So it's going to be the New York Sound Victory Tour. So, but I could get Steve-O to do it. You see, Steve-O and I have a different way of doing it.
Yep.
We're going to make it a comedy act. We're going to give them a banana.
Always. You guys always do fun stuff like that.
Maybe a
I'm looking
half-eaten
forward to
banana.
it. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yes, we will be meeting you at the door with all sorts of gifts and prizes.
And here's our
Because
gift and prize bag from Promo Stuff for You.
You didn't even ask me why I use a banana.
Because of the art?
No, because if you got to go, I put it on the floor and you slip right out.
Well, I got a bag of gifts and prizes for you that you can incorporate with all of this. This would be your
One blow and go.
one blow and go box.
One blow and go.
I like
One
that.
blow and whoop, right out in the garbage.
And that can be branded for any company.
Now, I want our kids to know, I want everybody here to know, when you blow your nose, you got to wash your hands.
Yes.
20 seconds. One blow, one wash. Next.
Next, a mug. Promo stuff for you. This is a way to keep your glasses in your visor. And I was just watching a video that this was just sent to me. Do you know that because these all hand sanitizers are made with over 70% alcohol, they are highly flammable, which means if you put a flame to them, they will light on fire. So
Now, why would you flame on your hands?
how hot is it outside in your car?
I don't know, 100 degrees.
When you leave something flammable in your car at 100 degrees,
Will it ignite?
it can
told
potentially
you that?
ignite. I just got a video on it.
That's a
Therefore,
90% alcohol, not 70.
do not leave these in your car.
Okay, we have to take a commercial break. I gotta go to my car.
I have one in my car also. And it's funny because when I open it up, when I'm at the grocery store and all these things, and it kind of, doesn't it pop when you open the top?
No.
Mine pops and it's hot and it's warm and maybe you shouldn't keep it in your car. These I love.
Can somebody please check that? Somebody Google
Someone should
check that,
fact check
please.
that?
Fact check, yeah.
So promo stuff for you, you can give them a call, 561-870-7010. Promo stuff for you. The sign that they made for Aaron's graduation is unbelievable.
Spectacular work.
You know, the one thing that happens when we live in Boca, we become, I don't want to say jaded, we get used to things that are creative and unique. And you see one graduation sign, then you see the high schools did an amazing job delivering them. And I kept seeing them over and over again. I was assuming that Aaron had seen them. He hadn't seen them in Miami. So when he got his, he was so amazed and so surprised and so happy. He had never seen anything like that. So it was a novelty for somebody else. And they will deliver, they will ship. So contact promo stuff for you. You can ask for Andrea or Jeff. It gives you prompts. Just click it and do it.
Fantastic piece, and I like the cake that you guys
Wasn't that
got
cake
for him.
beautiful?
Beautiful.
That was his girlfriend did that.
She is, I mean, she's a winner. She's a keeper.
She is a keeper. She deserves an award also for getting through 2 years of law school.
Yeah, she deserves an award because she's with
Exactly. 100%.
With them.
100%. But she is truly a remarkable woman. So what I said to them on Saturday when we were there, I said, you need a code word. Code word is when you're not getting along and the bar pressure is too much. She's getting her master's right now. It's too much. Just whatever your code word is, that means one of you comes to my house. There's an open bedroom. I leave you the key.
What's the master's in?
She's getting in social mental health counseling.
Oh my gosh, she's a perfect fit for your.
So she's getting
for your
her
son.
master's in mental health counseling. She's got one more year.
Give me her number so I can call her.
And I said code word, because right, this is what a mom and dad do. Code word. One of you comes up, no questions asked. The other one stays at your house. Here's the key. There's a bedroom. There's a
I
bathroom.
have never heard of
Do.
that before.
You know why?
I've heard of code words, but not in that sense.
You know why? Because it's stressful. And to actually, when you're in a stressful situation and you're like ready to explode and scream, but you don't want to have the conversation, you just say, I got to go. But they have a safe place to go. That was my idea I came up with on Saturday. A safe word. There you go. But I'm not going to tell you what the safe word is.
I'm not even going to go down that road. Listen, you didn't even ask me this morning about the Gubba bag.
Please share with the Gubba bag.
This bag that you're seeing here in front of us, Gubba bag, comes with all sorts of prizes in it. It comes with juice, it comes with rum. This bag is going to actually be sold as a display with the bag and the juice and the rum all in one. But because my friend Steven, I didn't call him yesterday because it was Mother's Day, Steve. We're going to call him today. I can't even tell you what's going to be in it. So I want you just to keep your eyes open for this bag. Because this bag, see this bag?
It's wicked smooth.
This bag can actually be used as a knapsack.
Yes.
So I'm going to have our brand new 6'1" producer, who's doing voiceovers and everything else like crazy.
Calloway's
I'm going to
Corner.
have him wear this on his back. And if you see him, and there's going to be designated areas and times because he's going to think I'm crazy. If you see him wearing that and you identify him, you can win something from us. Maybe you get a one blow and go box.
I love the One Blow and Go. I love the way you branded it. We're actually working on some other branding pieces, and maybe they can come up with something. I've kind of another idea also, because I know my ideas of like hug a tree, the words that keep coming to me as we get through all of this. You're about growing in company and doing and interns, and we are. But when you look back on the 2 months that we've come through on the other side of this, it's always resilience to me, creativity, faith, perseverance, and hope. And those are, like, I have to put all of these words on a necklace, and I'm having
someone create. Some necklace.
Someone's creating this for me. My words keep changing in my head, but she said pick a piece and she will brand it.
You're going to be Mr. T with all
No,
that
it's just one necklace. And actually, Katya Designs, I reached out to her yesterday to create a piece for me, because I know I need another piece of jewelry. I haven't gone shopping, so. So I think as I go through this mindfully, something you want to like remember of this pandemic, that we got through it, and we got through it. So that in itself is an enormous win.
I survived, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
For those of you all graduating and you miss your graduations, let me tell you something. This is a story for the ages.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most significant things that you could do in life is the one that stays behind to tell the story. And from that story, we all learn. And all of you graduating, the graduating class of 2020, you are the story. And you're going to have this for your grandkids and your kids and future generations. Nobody's going to believe this story. Nobody. And when you're 100, you know, like I'm almost 100, you sort of look back and people telling me, oh, you remember in the 70s and the 60s and the 70s, man, that seems like a real long time.
It's interesting because University of Miami, the law school, they put out their commencement brochure digitally, so everyone got a copy of that so you could see everyone's name and what everyone was graduating with. Then they put out a video, a YouTube video from many of the professors and what it's like and what it has been like. And before we saw him Saturday night, so I'm sitting there and I'm watching, of course I'm crying. And one of the professors said when they graduated in 2008, they were in the middle of a huge recession. And what did that do? You remember, it was like yesterday, right? Think about how long ago that was.
That was a tough time too.
But that was a long time ago, 2008. And they said, and they came through with the recession. Attorneys, they didn't think they could get jobs. You know what? They persevered, and they have their stories to tell. And they said, at the end of this, you will be stronger for it. You will remember it. You've worked harder for it. I mean, this class, these past 3 years of any law school or any graduate school or college, the past 3 years, Hurricane Irma was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
universities were shut down. In the middle of this, my son had a few things going along. This shuts down. I mean, these kids should be stronger. And if you got through this, any capacity, congratulations to you, because it has not been an easy ride.
That's right. It's just preparing you for the toughness of the things that are going to come.
But you got through it. You persevered. So that's the upside.
That's the upside. You actually came through the other side. Bigger, better, and stronger is the way to go with this thing.
Right.
So congratulations to all the graduates from junior high school all the way up to whatever, masters and everything else.
And we have finally moved, which means we're ready to open up soon. We have moved our cleaning table from here back to where it goes for the food, which means we're ready to open up. And all the cleaning things, the masks have been put away.
All I had to do was move a table and then we were ready to open up. I would have done that months ago.
I've got the masks, they're on the shelf, we can get to those. I've got the cleaning everything in different rooms. I've moved some chairs and shifted some energy, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Yes, we are going to actually subdivide some of the segments in here and put cameras in there. We will also be doing shows from different locations because we have opened up our platform and we have multiple locations in-house.
They're coming to sanitize on Wednesday, which means I'm out of here.
I didn't get a response.
We're going to find out, because if they're sanitizing at 10, Princess and the P over here might end up at WNM by 12, so we'll see.
I need to be here to take some video.
So we'll see what happens with that. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got Ella Scaduta joining us.
This is an interesting segment.
So stay tuned. You can give us a call at 888-994-4995. Matchmaking, dating, you know what? What's been going on when everyone's
How
been
is that
quarantined?
going to change? I am interested.
It's either in full desperation or maybe people are going to think it through a little bit.
Maybe people stay single from now on.
I don't know. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We are on fire, so let's spread your business like fire. Spotlight your business, ideas, and events through our Brooklyn Cafe TV channel on Amazon Fire. Contact us today at 866-224-5422 for more information. Let the whole town, even the whole country, know your message with the click of a button. Together, we ignite.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff, your branding specialist with Promo Stuff For You. So we're entering the new year. By now everybody has gotten their corporate gift, so this time of year generally is quiet with the exception of marketing departments trying to figure out what they're going to do for 2020. So it's really important that a company figures out and does a proper planning throughout the year as to what type of marketing they want to do. At Promo Stuff For You, I love being able to sit down with a client and figuring exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it, and time it with the various events that they might have coming up.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I dropped my bell.
I see that.
Sorry.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe. We had a Marnie Motivational Monday. And again, happy birthday to you, Marnie Goldman, the big 5-0. Big.
You remember 5-0?
As in Hawaii or my birthday?
Hawaii 5-0?
Yes.
That's where it was going. I remember actually you.
I remember Hawaii 5-0. I remember my 5-0 3 years ago. And here we are. And we keep going.
You see your dad saying you a congratulations?
Yes.
4 years? Well,
4 years
still
ago
think,
today.
I think your math is wrong.
4 years ago today.
It's like 40.
You will never be the same, my friend.
4 years. What the hell was I thinking?
I don't know what you were thinking, but we've got a great segment coming up. We've got Ella Scuduto, dating extraordinaire, matchmaking, dating. Let's see what's going on in the world of being single and dating.
I'm interested.
How you doing, Ella?
Hey guys, good. How are you?
We're great. How was everything?
Awesome. Oh, it's good. It's slow, just like anything, but almost over.
Now I know that dating itself is going to everybody's going to slow down, whether it's matchmaking or whatever. I get that part, but what about the psychology of people? Have they contacted you to see how it's going to be different? Have they reached out and asked questions? How is the psychology? What's going to happen in that field, in that world?
Well, right now people are more open to dating online. Funny enough, because usually we have people meeting in person. Now they're open online, phone calls. They're discovering new ways to talk, communicate, and go learning patience. Now you have to actually have an effort before you see someone, because you're not going to see them right away. And if you do want to see them, you got to put some extra work into it.
I was actually thinking about that because people say, how am I ever going to meet anybody in quarantine? And I said, well, you might actually have to have a conversation Instead of just
Right.
go meet and hook up, right? You might, although they may want to do that later, but it changes the dynamics of being single.
Well, I wanna get the kids involved in this conversation because this era with millennials. Let's start with the younger.
We've got one engaged, one has a boyfriend. I don't know what Callaway, if he's
I don't know
attached
either.
or not.
But the interesting aspect is they don't socialize. They work everything on their phone. I mean, I've had kids watching a movie in my house and they're talking to each other on the phone. So this is going to force people now to communicate, yes?
Yes, yes. People actually feel lonely. They're missing the fact that they can't see anyone in person. It's funny. This might be a good thing for young people.
They say they're missing human touch. There's like
Yes.
really a thing that people are missing, that even just to brush someone's hand or their arm or how you doing, they're missing that interaction.
Yes, human touch is really important to us. When you get touched by someone that you like, there's a hormone that's being released in your brain, makes you feel safe and happy. Now, without it, we're missing a lot of important hormones being released. So, lonely, depression, all kinds of things coming up.
Now, I wanna ask a question because I know she's not going to ask it. The day of the one night stand, has that now gone by the wayside? You can't, this stuff can kill you now. I remember when HIV came out, and you stopped doing that because, it was dangerous. You didn't know where it was coming from, okay, the misconception. But now, socialization, when they open up the bars, I think it's phase 4. When they open up the bars again, and people social together, are they going to be distant? How do you meet
How
somebody?
do you go on a date now?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I imagine sitting across the table, making sure that either one of the people was isolated long enough, they're healthy. I don't think people are gonna stay from each other for too long. A lot of people do still treat it like flu with pneumonia. So, it's not this contagious of all kinds of ways.
Are you helping still put people together so they can have the conversation and continue to build a relationship?
Yes, over the phone and over, video calls.
Do you do that based on how? A questionnaire, or how do people hire you to find somebody?
So it's the same way as I did before, but people find me online, through someone that they know. Referrals is the big thing, and then there's questionnaire, and I get to find out a little bit about them, create a little profile. Once I know kind of what the person is about, and then I know the other person, I kind of keep in my head, and it's like, that's someone that's great. In the show.
So this is like a database. You know what they want and you give them choices, or you break it down depending on what they want, what they don't want, blue eyes, green eyes.
Tall, dark, handsome, I mean.
Ugly, whatever.
I don't like too many choices. I try to have people focus on personal characteristics rather than physical. We're all going to get old. Nice things about the facial features and appearances that go away. So I try to have people not concentrate on that. But it is, a you're a big factor. Yeah. Somebody who likes a grown-up will bring that first.
It was interesting, I wonder if as people get older, they change what they were looking for from when maybe they looked for in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, as we go along. Does it change what you're looking for?
Of course.
You think so, for sure?
When you were 20, come on, let's be honest. When you were 20,
I know, yeah.
What were you looking for? Conversation? I don't think
mean
so.
that. I meant
Yeah, but I'm
what you're
telling
looking
you,
for
you
in a
wanted that
significant other.
human characteristic. Now when you're in your 50s and 60s, You want to have an intelligent conversation. You know, I was thinking about this. You could be the queen of the 6-foot date. The 6 foot apart date, where it's done
okay, I
virtually.
thought you meant the 6 foot tall partner.
No, 6 foot apart date. It's a new thing where you are going to learn somebody, and then you go to 5 feet, and then you go to 4 feet, and you go to 3 feet, and the next thing you know, you have a
Sitting at the
relationship.
table again.
Correct. And you break it down by footage.
That's an idea.
She thinks you're crazy, Freddie.
Well, you know what it is. We're trying to be creative, and I reached out to her because I know that this is difficult now. If you were single before this happened, you're probably looking uphill and saying, "Boy, I'm going to be single for a real long time," which isn't necessarily true, as she said. You know, you can look at people virtually, you can get to know people, you're actually going to have a conversation. And it reminds me of when you hand that glass of wine and the person picks it up on the other side, and you can have sort of fun with this thing. So I would like to maybe send us a video of your virtual date, your first date. You see, we had a dance studio where we had to tell people, if you're going to go on a first date, go dancing at Paramount, remember? Because if you can do that kind of date, you can do almost anything. This now is the new challenge.
Absolutely. It is a challenge.
How do people reach out to you?
Email, Facebook a lot. Calling. You mean,
Just the
Website?
page, the website, okay.
It's ellazeromatches.com, and it's pretty straightforward from there. I do like people to fill out the little profile questionnaire that's there. This way I get a little information about them. Nothing too personal. But something
All right,
I can
well.
reach into.
Let us know. Maybe you can let us know how these first matches go. We can bring them on and see how that whole thing evolved.
Well, we could do the 6 foot date, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I kind of think it's a cool idea because I know that a lot of people want to get out to meeting people. And it doesn't mean they're going to have a relationship, but sometimes.
You can social distance on the driveway.
And there are people that we know our age that don't want to even date. They just want to go take somebody to dinner as friends, an acquaintance, somebody who wants to have a conversation because they've been cooped up in their house 2 months now alone. It gets kind of lonely that way, you know. Not that it means anything. It's just so there's a lot of ideas we can brainstorm on. But I want to thank you on such short notice to come out here and talk to us.
Funny enough, older people don't actually care about the social distancing thing.
I know.
It's the younger and middle-aged population that are concerned about it. Older folks don't care. They're like, yeah, send somebody over to my house. That's it.
My parents told me the villages up towards Orlando have
wish you
0
had-
cases.
I wish you know why.
Why?
The villages, number one in the country.
But they have no
for the
cases of
other stuff.
COVID.
Not, of course not. They're infected with something else.
Yeah, so that leads me to a whole other question of does that kill COVID? So
No, we're not. We're not going to go down that. The villages is another incident.
But think about it.
That's another show. I don't want to think about
But wait, if they're high on one platform, you would think that cohabitation would give you high on the other platform, but yet they have no cases of COVID-19. So explain that.
it. Do you know what you're talking about?
Yes.
In the villages, what
100%.
it's known for?
Yes. And why is it known for that? Because, as she says, they like personal touch.
They're messing around.
But why do they have no
unprotectively.
COVID?
Well, because the body can only use so much germs. I mean, there's no room at the
but
end.
think, if they're having that kind of contact,
You know,
you would
you are
think they would be
hilarious.
spreading it.
I
but they're
can't
not.
believe you're going down this road.
Why?
First of all, ain't nobody gonna test them for COVID. You know why?
Why?
Because they're sick on the other stuff.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Number one.
Look,
in
she's
the
laughing. She says, see, she knows. You know who told me that? My dad.
country. I'm sure. Thanks, Doc. Thank you very much.
Maybe you don't want to test them to find out what else they have. But there's all these other things.
Of course, there's no room.
Maybe it kills COVID.
How much virus and germs you want to put in that test tube?
Just saying, maybe they've got the cure that we don't know.
Yeah, it's called get real sick, and you can't get no sicker. Get out of here. Next.
That made you laugh, though, right? I even made her laugh.
I can't believe that Dawn would bring that up. And I'm trying to stay away
But yeah,
from the
I did it
villages.
so politically correct.
Oh, I'm trying to stay away from that. Okay.
Ella, let us know how it's working out because I know our millennials are looking to get back into dating and these dating apps. The other thing I heard is ex-boyfriends, girlfriends are now trying to communicate back on these dating apps.
You know why, right?
Oh, I know why, but
Because they're the only safe game in town.
but they're exes for a reason. You know, we got to move forward.
No, they're the
Well,
only
there's
safe game.
also an expectancy of high divorce rates coming up. So, and then there's that.
A whole
Yeah.
nother booming generation.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole because people wrote to me saying, don't you say it.
What? There's going to be a whole nother booming generation in the next 7 months?
It's either that or a lot of divorce.
Yeah, that
It's
might
a
be
lot
on the
of
rise
divorce.
also.
We're expecting a lot of divorce versus a bunch of babies. Because
I think you're probably right.
I think that this is a good testament for relationships because if
absolutely.
if you've been with somebody for 2 months, quarantine, and you're still sane and still talking to one another, I think that in itself is a victory. It's not easy. I don't think we were meant to be together with the same person day in and day out, 24/7.
Well, then add your kids coming back home and add their significant others coming back home. And
No, that's more pressure. Bringing the dog, the cat, and the bird, that's something else. That's even.
I've got a lot of friends whose kids, one lived in New York, one lived somewhere else, one lived in DC. They've all come home. Some are in Maryland, and they've all come home. One friend, her daughter went from Maryland to New York to pick up the other daughter, drove to Texas so they could all be in the parents' house together, and then they're going to drop each other back off with the dogs.
That's why the sale of bananas have increased.
Why, so you can slip?
You put the banana peel at the door and slip them out, exit stage, right?
You're crazy. But yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to see what happens in the next 7 to 9 months.
I think it's fascinating. I think there's a whole, and she's right, there's like a twofold. You got the millennials on one side, and then you have the rest of us that, sometimes we feel like we know better than anything else, and this is nothing new to us. We're not as excitable as the younger crowd. We sort of sit back and,
Oh, that's the next segment.
well, you want to be.
Hold your excitableness until the 1 o'clock hour, Dr. Bava. Oh, yeah.
It must be one of those days today.
As a matter of fact, she can help any of your clients that need a little bit of excitement. She's a rejuvenation physician.
Yeah, she's going to rejuvenate your client.
But think about it, because you work with all ages, right?
Yeah.
And the older population also, just saying.
I think it's interesting to see how this whole thing is going to play out, because right now nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows if they open up now, everything's beginning to open in phases, and how you're going to come out, how you're going to try different things. I mean, I'm joking with you about the 6-foot date, but maybe not. Maybe 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the name of the game. It's a new way of doing it. I came out with Twister. You get 2 twisters, one for you and one for the other person. Neither one of you touch the other, and you play Twister.
As a matter, do you have a Twister game at home?
I do.
I have one also, so let's bring it in and try it. Let's see how that works out.
I mean, think about it. You can't play Twister anymore. That's really what it comes down
Teddy,
to.
you in? She's in.
She's in.
Callaway, you in?
Oh, God. Now she's
Separate twister boards.
Callaway, just say
Valerie,
yes.
you in? See how many
Everybody-
twister boards we can set up on the floor. That could be fun, by the way.
You see what I got to do?
Yeah.
But just think, you could date, social distancing. This happens to be a really good idea. You don't even realize it. Ella, we set up twister games on the floor. They're 6 feet. They're big board games. Everyone brings their own. You have to stay on your mat.
The object of Twister is that you tie yourself up in a knot until somebody falls.
Okay, you have to stay on your mat until you fall, and then you can just kind of have fun that way. Bring a glass of wine and bring Twister games.
You would have to add something, because if Twister by yourself, if you do it by yourself, I know this for a fact because I did it. You could be on that forever. It's finger here. That's easy. There's only 5 dots or 4 dots.
I think it's going to become more of a yoga class.
Do with less.
I think it's going to involve more blindfold, tie one hand behind you and a foot behind you, and then you got to
All
show.
right, blindfolded twister. Well, I'm in. It's a great way to social distancing. How many Twister things can we fit here?
How do you tell the colors on the
That's
board?
just it. That's the idea. And if you hit the wrong color, you're out.
Someone has to walk you through it.
You
We're
have to
going to
learn
figure it out.
You have 30 seconds to figure out where you are.
You know how Ellen has the game where you blindfold and you crawl on the floor and these chairs pop up? It's like musical chairs. It could be like musical Twister. Go to this, go to that. We're going to find a workaround.
I'm going to open up the bay door and have them go exit stage left. And they'll be in Wyoming or something.
Let us know your new ways of finding dates and matchmaking. You can also contact Ella Scaduto on Facebook. We can help connect you. And where else? Your website is?
Ella's Euromanagers.com.
All right, check it out. Let us know how that works out.
Excellent, Ella. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
I think it's ingenious.
Really, the Twister game, I think, happens to be a good idea. You didn't even realize it. Because that would be social distancing.
Now, I'm going to throw something at you. Remember the gentleman down that has the tiki hut and
The Boca Hotel.
the Boca Hotel. Now, that's not open yet. The hotel is open, but the bar and things of that nature is not open yet. I would like to bring him into this whole game array
Okay.
and see how we could do it safely. You know, I'm really serious about this 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think it's genius.
I think the Twister game, blindfolded Twister, everyone brings their own. You can only fit so many in here at social distancing. And then you can get on, you can say, wait, Dawn, go to the right, go to the left, the red's there, put your foot over there. And then you do a drinking, you could have some fun.
You do teams.
Yeah.
So 2 teams play.
Yeah.
With one, you're telling the person how to do it. Yeah.
It could be fun, right?
That could be very interesting.
I
And the
think-
loser has to drink? Oh my God.
I
the
think it
winner
sounds
will be
like a
way
fun
ahead.
game.
It could be.
I have one, you have one. We can bring it in tomorrow and do some teamwork.
This game brought to you by Gubba Rum.
Or toasted leaf, we're not quite sure, so we'll have to see. That could be a
Trust
fun
you
game.
me, Gubba, some Gubba will make you toast it and you combine it.
Right,
and
think
forget
about it. It could be a whole segment brought to you by Toasted Leaf. Could be fun.
It could be different.
Let's go to commercial break. 888-994-4995. Love to know how you are meeting new people, online dating, what's happening with that. Also, you can contact Ella Scaduto on social media. She can help connect you to your perfect match. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Callaway here from the VoiceOver Connection, and I'm here to tell you that you're missing out. Everybody has a dream, something that they believe can change their life or even change the world. The difference between letting that dream slip and making it come true all depends on whether or not you can make the world believe your dream too. Here at the VoiceOver Connection, we specialize in selling dreams. Our team of well-connected and influential voices will help take your ambitions, your deepest and wildest aspirations to places that you never imagined you could reach. The time for dreaming is over. You've done enough of that already. It's time to take action. Elevate your business by giving your dream a voice. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or email us at thebrooklynCafeTV@gmail.com. Because a dream is only a dream until you decide to make it real.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial Providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial Providers are known for. and why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Healing Moments Wellness Boutique specializes in integrating scientific and ancient therapies to relieve physical, emotional, and psychological distress. Through the power of touch, coaching, and meditation, clients experience pain relief, relaxation, healing, and detoxification. Contact Healing Moments Wellness Boutique at 561-931-2187 and experience Boca Raton's Healing Haven. Enjoy the benefits of an individualized treatment plan to help find your feelings of peace, complete balance, and wellness. Call Healing Moments today, 561-931-2187, and be rejuvenated.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Time to reminisce, and we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Lindy Eldridge said she is all in on our Twister team game. I think it'll be fun.
Team Lindy in the house.
Right? I think that would be a lot of fun.
I think that what happens if you call us or text us, we'll start putting teams together.
Right? A team of two.
And don't bring in no Twister, experts.
A team of two, and you get blindfolded. And they have to tell you where to go. And we can probably do 4 teams in here, I think.
And just remember, the better you get, the more you got to drink. Oh, listen, I wanted to...
Brought to you by Limoncello by
Limoncello?
Teddy's mom.
I wanted to bring up real quick
Yeah.
that I got to produce the Fuego segment, our sister station. And Dignity Memorial had the commercial in Spanish. Fantastic.
It's a fantastic commercial.
I mean, just the music and everything else that goes with this thing. In Spanish, it was clear. I think Olga did it. It was clear and absolutely spot on point. So I want to thank Fuego, Sylvia, and DJ Ortiz that did that with Olga today and our friends at Dignity Memorial, which was a fantastic piece. They're doing it in Spanish as well as English. And now they're working on the Portuguese.
Well, they are doing their Spanish webinar. I believe it's tomorrow night.
Yes, it is.
You can go to Dignity Memorial, Southeast Florida. You can also contact Wayne, 561-654-9000. And all of their availabilities will be presented in Spanish.
Which is unheard of among my Latino brothers and
Right?
sisters.
You tell me pre-planning is not a thing in the
Pre
Latino
what?
world.
They don't pre-plan. You die, they say, okay, well, we're going to bury them. Is there a park available? They were going to cremate me, for goodness sake. And I never said I wanted that to happen. So if you're Latino, pay attention, get some information, and we'll talk to you in Spanish as well.
So that's tomorrow night. You can find that information, or you can always contact us and we can get you in touch with that webinar link. Please pre-register, because I believe they're doing pizza with that also, and they will send a pizza to your house for dinner, and you can watch the webinar and learn everything that Dignity Memorial has to offer. They still have specials going on through the month of May. And if you mention the Brooklyn Cafe Show, you can translate this in Spanish, 10% off.
Really? Mm-hmm. If you go on the website?
Or give them a call. You mention the Brooklyn Cafe, an additional 10% off.
I didn't say that to DJ. You should have told me that. I didn't know. 10% menos. Si llaman a Dignity Memorial y van a la función que van a tener mañana por la noche, el 10% te descuentan sobre el caso que ellos te van a presentar. Where's the website?
Dignity Memorial, Southeast Florida, on Facebook.
And I will let DJ and Sylvia and them know. I'm sorry, I didn't know that 10% off. If they had done that, that's on me. We'll take care of that.
That's tremendous. So I know they're offering 15% down, 15% off on all funeral plots, crypts, that type of thing that they're doing, plus 10% off on this.
So I can get 25% off.
Pretty much.
15 and 25. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a quarter.
Now, that's not the funeral services. That is
The plot.
the plot. That is the.
That's
all
where
of
they lay
that.
you to rest.
Correct.
Wow.
Tremendous, right?
It is.
And that is,
tremendous.
and that is through the month of May. They extended it from April till May. I want to ask you though, now that things are starting to open up slowly, does it change your mindset on what you're doing?
What do you mean what I'm doing?
It doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't change what we're doing here. I would like us still to open up carefully and slowly, and there has to be protocols on cleaning and who's going to do what here and who we let in. Does it change you as far as where you're going to go?
Where am I going?
If they say the mall is open, you going?
I don't go to the malls anyway.
Okay, where do you go?
Well, I think that
Would you
want...
go get your hair cut? Would you
No,
go?
somebody cuts my hair. I would go to
Okay,
crazy...
you don't do normal things that like people do.
I would go to crazy... I would visit Crazy Uncle Mike's. I would go to maybe the zoo. You gotta understand, for me it's different because I don't like the heat. And it gets hot down here. But I think under the circumstances right now...
Would you go back to the movies? You love the movies.
Yes,
You would go back to the movie theater?
absolutely.
Would you sit
with a
next to
mask.
somebody?
I never sat next to somebody when I was doing this before.
Really?
I sat in the back row.
There's no one next to you?
No.
Okay.
It was always one chair apart. It's the funniest thing. And if you go to these new luxury ones where you go and you lay back and everything else, there's nobody for 4 feet next to
So
you.
I wonder, are they going to be cleaning them differently? I mean, there's a lot of things to reconsider.
I think that there's going to be a one way in, one way out. I think they're going to have the sanitizers going full blast. I think that people are going to be more careful. And I'm going to pick and choose. Like there are, now you didn't ask me would I go to a sporting event.
You don't go to sporting events.
I do. I love the Marlins, the baseball thing with the Mets and the Marlins. I hate the Marlins, but I love the Mets. I go see
Since
them.
I've known you, I've never known you to go to a baseball game.
Yeah, I went to see the Dolphins play the Jets, and I went to see the Marlins play the Mets.
Oh, okay. So would you go?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, where am I going to stand and sit? That's different. You ever notice that when you go to a sporting event, there's a lot of sweat going on because it gets hot.
Although they
It's
say
warm.
this is not transmitted through sweat.
I know, but there's like this aroma of sweat and hot dogs at every stadium. It's a little bit different. So my son and I came up with a solution. They have these tickets at Marlins Stadium. They're like these boxes. It's not a box, but it's like these boxes up around the ring, and it comes with food. So you're gonna pay more to sit there, but I loved it. I loved it. Now, I love sitting right at the first base line, because if a foul ball comes and you have to try to catch it, love it there too. It's gonna change my perspective. If I go alone, it's one thing. If I go with somebody else, is another. If Rowan is with us, with Joey, again, it changes my perspective because I gotta look out for them. So,
A lot of things change. I think there'll be a lot more family time at home, in my opinion. That you can, maybe TVs are gonna be more popular, right? People are gonna invest in bigger TVs, more cable. I see Xfinity, I wanna talk to you about that also.
Yeah.
There's a thing that we can put on our TV, but we don't have cable into our TV, which means we gotta run another wire across the whole theater. But things like that, that you can do events at your home and bring people in, then you can kind of have more control over who's screening. Even friends of ours that, as things are opening, said, we can bring dinner in and social distance on the patio. We can social distance on the driveway. None of our friends have been quick to say, let's go to a restaurant, which I find interesting.
well, because psychologically they're not ready, which is okay. The
Yeah.
restaurant still can come out to you. I got a question for you. If Aaron and his girlfriend were married and she was pregnant, fetus-wise, would it change your life having them come over your house?
Considering what you and I do, and that there's people around us,
Irrelevant, would you continue to do what you're doing now? Would you have them come over?
probably not.
And if they had a baby or your daughter had a child, she's
No.
married, would you have them come over?
But that wouldn't change. I would probably say the same thing with the newborn. When Aaron, my personal experience, when Aaron was a newborn, he was born 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and we went to Thanksgiving. He got very, very, very sick. And from that experience, I don't think any newborn should be around anyone other than their parents to touch until the doctor says it's okay, because he got passed from person to person, all with good intention, and he ended up in ICU for a very long time.
Now, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. You don't have to answer because they are harsh. These are tough questions. And maybe it will make our friends out there think about what's going on as well, because a lot of them, I can feel, are having anxiety about what's going on. But suppose you have a guest who works in a situation where they've been exposed, and bringing them here. Will you be comfortable with that?
We talked about that. We have to figure out, because it's not just you and I, it's about a lot of people that are in here, and we have to be prudent to that. I think as numbers continue to drop, that will be a different situation.
But what about first responders?
Again, our next guest, we were talking about bringing her in, and we said, for now, let's keep her at her medical practice because she is in the trenches. She has been in the ER. I'm going to let her tell the story. Instead of bringing her here, we said, let's give this a little more time and let's be prudent. And then the next time she's going to be joining us.
And what about if you get a producer who was exposed to a Publix? Well, we have one of those.
We got to talk about all of these things.
How would that make you feel? And also, now that you have a guest coming in, and we're going to be separating everybody here because the place is big enough, and there are more people that are wanting to be producers. Is there a way that you're going to be able to handle that?
To screen them? Well, we've screened our new ones, and they've been quarantined. Actually, right now is a pretty good time to bring people in if they've been quarantined. I know Hector has been home with his grandmother for 2 months.
That works in the opposite way, because we're protecting Hector from getting his grandmother sick. So it isn't we don't want Hector.
DJ's been home for 2 months.
He's another one. I got to make sure that DJ, because of his age and everything else, that he doesn't complicate this issue and take it home. So we're sort of working these things backwards depending on the age and the person. Not to mention us. You know, I mean, we're not exposed. We're being exposed as well.
But the good news is what I've been reading is that it was not as bad in Florida as anticipated. The death rate, the complications were not as bad as it was predicted. So were there deaths? Yes. Was there illness in cases? Yes. Was it as bad as predicted? No. So that, I think, is a tremendous positive on what it is. Unfortunately, people, they do perish, and that is a sad situation. But the numbers for them not being the way they thought, I think that's great. I also think that if they had told us 2 months ago we were shutting the world down for 2 months, there would have been mass chaos. The way they did it, and it got prolonged but I think that to do it, it was probably the best way to, in my opinion, if you're going to do it, if you had told people you weren't going back till June, which they did, and everyone freaked out, and then they backed it up, and then they put it back out slowly.
I think, I have to agree with you. I think that the way that they did it, whatever tactic that they did it, they try to do it slowly. They try to keep that stiff upper lip and say, we're going to be okay. And then when we were going through it, I remember people asking for respirators. There were more respirators being asked for.
And now there's a glut of respirators.
Now we have a glut. You know what? But we don't have a glut. We got to be smart with this thing. You got to store them. You got to store them in air conditioning so they don't get rusty in the whole night. You got a lot of things that you built up on. Be smart about it. The rest of the world needs respirators, right?
Maybe.
Now, unfortunately, is there going to be another wave of this thing? It could be. We have to watch the hotspots. There are places now that are turning into hotspots that never had it before. I don't know why that's going on. All sorts of news going on. And the other thing I just want to warn everybody is make sure that the source, they get on me about this, make sure that the source of information you're getting is a reliable source. Do not listen to Mequetrefe on Wheels tell you, oh, it's happening again, and it happens to be a false story, okay? Don't believe everything until you do a little bit of research on this thing. Come back slowly, take your time doing it. But listen, we all got to come back to this. We got to come back to work.
Yep.
Got to do it.
So use your common sense, and if it doesn't feel right in your gut, then don't do it. Ask questions. Never be afraid to ask questions. The one thing I'm hoping people have learned is follow your gut, follow your instincts. Do not live in fear. Persevere. And just ask the questions, even if they're uncomfortable. I learned that from Jay and Janine all the time from the Farrell Law Firm. Have those uncomfortable conversations. And it comes back to this again. Have you been exposed? Have you traveled? Have you? You got to ask because you have to protect yourself, your family, and those that surround you in your workplace. So have those uncomfortable conversations. Good morning, Ashley. And Lindy says, wear a raincoat. No touch, but it's time to have some fun.
Bubble wrap. A lot of bubble wrap.
Imagine playing Twister in gloves and
bubble-
socks. I think you would fall.
A
In
bubble
wrap?
wrap suit. Oh my God. That'd be hilarious.
Gotta have some fun, but you gotta just be careful as well. Let's go to commercial break. We're gonna switch over to our 1 o'clock hour. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. We've got Dr. Bava joining us. So we're gonna talk about a lot of fun things.
Exciting stuff.
We can continue our conversation on the 12 o'clock hour in the Villages. I'm kidding. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen. It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
The benefits of CBD are well known, but not all CBD is equal. At your CBD store, our award-winning products are made from organic industrial hemp. Your CBD store products are third-party tested for purity, and we offer a wide variety of products to meet your needs and preferences. From water solubles, topical creams, and oil drops to pet products. Visit your CBD store and let our knowledgeable staff guide you. Your CBD store.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
It keeps doing that.
Behind the scenes of the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
They caught me putting my mic back on.
That's what happened. Mic.
That was Wednesday's Carol thing.
Yeah, but you use Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. I didn't use it, I borrowed it.
I meant that's what the piece we used to show.
There was
we said we wanted to have a hot mic. I wanted to get like Mike from, remember that movie? I forgot the name of the movie. But it was like really popular movie, a hot mic. You get this hot, really good looking, doll or something, a hot mic. Instead of a hot mic, get it?
A good looking doll.
Named Mike. You got a hot mic
Or you wanted a hot dude.
instead of a hot mic.
So you wanted a hot dude.
A hot M-I-C-K, M-I-K-E versus an M-I-C. Got
So
it?
this whole thing bothered you because you didn't have a hot guy doing it?
No, because I just think it was so.
Seriously?
You know why? I was so pure and innocent 4 years ago before I started working
And
with
now
you.
you're old and
When we used on Wednesdays
intense.
with the camel, I went, oh, I don't like that so much, but it's kind of funny.
You're hilarious.
Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe Show. It's only Monday, wow, but I'm excited. We are getting restructuring and redoing and actually thinking about some new sets so we can bring some guests in. We've got Leslie Carmen joining us tomorrow morning. Carmen Care Cell Rejuvenation Center is opening up.
Where's Tracy? Where's my friend Tracy?
And Tracy has been doing a lot of new structuring and new courses and reading, and that's why I said, what do I do on my day off? I don't know, but she's reading books and she's taking courses and she's relaxing and meditating and doing all these things that Tracy does. And they have been open this whole time, Healing Moments by appointment only. So again, they are open. We're going to be doing some more work with her, and we can sit here and talk how we can sort of segment the theater in here.
I do. And I saw Tracy was on the beach building sandcastles, so I want to know if she built sandcastles.
She actually went up to northern Florida. She was not on the beach here.
No, I saw a picture of her. This has got to be.
Oh, I think it's an old picture.
It is, but I want to know if she does sandcastles.
What's the one thing that your family learned about you during quarantine they did not know? I'm going to say one positive thing, because they may think something.
My family? It depends on who you ask, but the bottom line, I mean, they always think I'm crazy because I told them I wanted to expand. I wanted to buy more in. I wanted to get new equipment. I wanted to get more studios. I wanted to buy.
That's the new thing they learned. That's just you. Anything new that was unveiled
Well,
during this?
There were, Freddie, it rubbed up on Freddie. Freddie was working. He was going to and from his office. He came here a couple times, my son, and he said to me, and I said, I'm afraid to get you sick for your grandson. He says, Dad, you're not gonna get me sick. I know it. He said he had a feel. But when I told him that we had bought into new studios and things of that nature, they were like, there's a problem going on around you. Don't you see? And I says, I don't see no problem. I see growth. And now it's like everybody's going to go to the hairdresser. Your hairdresser will have an appointment for you in December.
I
if
actually
you
have an
a
appointment
perm.
tomorrow.
You got in?
Well, we did a workaround. I don't even know if she's open yet.
Yeah, there you go. But when they all open, you can't put but one butt in that chair,
Yes.
right? So in my world, I'm ready to take on 100. We have ideas to open this. We
She
can
told
put
me she
different
hasn't worked in
shows.
5 weeks.
I know. Everybody needs the money. I get it.
Yeah.
They're going to be working their tails off. We're going to have the second quarter like you ain't never seen before.
So you know what the one thing my family learned about me during quarantine?
I'm afraid to ask.
That I like pancakes.
It took them this long to figure that out?
Yep. Nobody knew.
Pancakes.
I know, something so simple, right? You went into this whole thing of business growth, and then mine was quite simple. I like pancakes.
Well, I could tell you about the vegan food I've eaten, but that's been going on since January. It's tremendous.
So let us know the one thing that you have learned, the one positive thing you have learned about yourself during quarantine. I think that would be kind of fun to hear. What have you learned about yourself, or what has the people that you've been quarantined with, a positive thing they have learned about you? We know all the negative stuff because it's not easy to live with somebody else 24/7. One of the positive things that you've learned about yourself or that somebody else has learned about you. That could be kind of a cool segment, right? It's about hope and growth and love and all of those great things.
Have you seen certain companies have done very well during this epidemic? I mean, people that clean and things of that nature, paper products, people in the serving industry.
Still can't find TP, by the way.
Yeah, if you know where there's toilet paper, let us know.
Sorry, still can't find it.
I go to Costco and then I go to the back,
Nothing.
thinking it was back there. So Linda says to me, it was at the front of the store when you came in where the security guard was. They're only giving you one bunch. I didn't see it. So by the time I got to the front,
was
sold
gone?
out in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't got to buy so much TP. I kind of need some.
I think now everyone kind of needs just to get some.
So you know what they have? You ever seen those commercial rolls? It's like 15,000 square feet of it. It's like $50.
We may be getting that here one day.
You got to get a dispenser.
I'm just saying, we see the toilet paper.
It's
the paper
kinda
towels.
harsh.
You know, the ones that you sort of feel like they have an NN? Those are now the paper towels we have because that's the only thing I could find online. I got a case of those.
But toilet paper, there's toilet paper and then there's...
Yeah, we had that conversation as well. That's a
What
whole...
you do with the purple toilet paper? You use it?
It's a whole other conversation
But did
we
you
won't
use
talk about
it?
on air. It's in my son's bathroom.
So you're using it?
No, I am not using it. My family is using it. I am not using it. Chuck is using it, and my son is using it. I am not using it.
I just want to know how they
Nor
made
is
it purple.
Ashley using it. So does that answer your question in a politically correct way?
No, you
the
got
men
the guys
in the house
using
are using it. The females are not.
I swear to God,
Lavender
men will
scented
use a
TP.
leaf. Men will go to the tree and say, come here. You're about to be used as toilet paper.
Lavender
That tree,
scented
you ever noticed
TP
that
is
tree?
not working in my
See
house. That tree over there,
That
yes.
tree, less leaves on it, you see?
I know, I've been picking them up.
No, I've been using
I
them.
just not throwing them away. I should give them to you over
And
there.
it's crooked, the poor tree.
That poor tree, I know. But I'm excited. We have a new guest joining us today. We've got Dr. Bava, and we briefly met her at the Brain Bowl, which I'm really, really glad that the Brain Bowl took place when it did. Because if it had taken place when normally, like last year was April 12th, wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't have happened.
So kudos to everyone on the Brain Bowl Committee in Pam Polani for putting this event together so quickly back in the beginning of the year, because whatever you raised is more than probably people are getting right now. We met Dr. Bava very, very briefly, and then things sort of went crazy and upside down. I never got a chance to reach out to her. She ended up working in the ERs even more than before, and now she's going to come to us because it is time to rejuvenate her practice.
Let's see what we
So
got.
let's bring her in. Let's see how this connects. There she. Oh, you look beautiful.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. Wow, what a beautiful sign. Dr. Bava is located right in central Boca on the other side of Camino.
Okay.
Camino and Powerline. Tell us a little bit about your practice.
Well, where should I start? I do skin, hair, and intimate rejuvenation. I started out as a hair transplant surgeon, but then I realized that while I could make people's hair look great, I was doing nothing for their skin. So I got trained in laser surgery and extensive skin rejuvenation. And then I decided that if I was making the exterior look great, people were going to get more dates, marriages were going to improve, and they needed to be able to have more fun in the bedroom. I needed to improve people's quality of life with urinary incontinence, and so the intimate rejuvenation part of my practice started. So now I am essentially a rejuvenation center where I do extensive skin, hair, and intimate work.
We were talking on the last hour how people have been now together 24/7. So we said either the baby booming generation is going to be recreated or the divorce rate is going to be recreated. But with that in mind, I think people have had more time to get intimate or not and could possibly use your help with that situation.
I agree. I think this time with quarantine has definitely helped bring to the forefront the problems that are in a relationship as well as the strengths in any relationship. And unfortunately, as we grow older, things don't seem to work as well. I mean, cars, human bodies, really not that different. Once you hit the 10-year mark on a car, it's pretty much done, unless you have a Suburban, I suppose. But as far as our bodies are concerned, we need help. And I believe in rejuvenation. I don't believe in putting a Band-Aid on the problem. I need to fix the problem. And so I do a few different things. I do PRP and PRFM therapy. A lot of people have heard of PRP, which is patient-rich plasma, but I go a step further. I do patient-rich fiber matrix. And I literally rejuvenate your genital and your genitourinary system with that. So with women, I do the O shot and the orgasm shot, and with men, I do the P shot and the priapism shot. So with those two shots, I help with women, I help with urinary incontinence, I help with sensation, and women orgasm the most externally. Very few women are actually going to have orgasms from vaginal sex, so what we do with the O shot is critical to women and their sexual health, as well as, incontinence. Women tend to get that with childbirth, with normal aging and wear and tear, things happen, things start leaking. And the O shot helps with that as well. And then to take it a step further, I do vaginal laser rejuvenation. So that takes it to a whole other level of, improvement. And with the men, erectile dysfunction is a big issue. And even for men who don't have erectile dysfunction, they want better sensation, they want more enjoyment, so it helps with that as well.
And what I want to really highlight is your surgical training. And
Yes.
as things open and different spas will open and different skincare places will open, Dr. Bawa is a medically trained surgeon, trained at the Cleveland Clinic, and is here actually working ER in our local hospitals.
Helping out, you mean?
She's an ER physician, and then this is her, I want to say her side gig, but this is, the other side of the rejuvenation. But she's in the trenches doing this, as you and I talked
first
about.
responder in
Yeah.
the trenches of the ER. Yeah, that's an interesting segue. I wanted to ask about the shots. The shots that you mentioned, are they done once? Are they done over and over? Is it as you need it? How does that whole thing, on the men's side, I'll let her handle the women's side. On the men's side, how does that work?
Well, it's actually quite simple. I am one of the few doctors in the world certified in the vampire procedure. So I do the vampire facial, the vampire facelift, I do a vampire breast lift, ladies, as well as the O-shot, P-shot, and I do the vampire wing lift, which is labial rejuvenation. So I can even help women's labia look better and, function better. So I am a surgeon. I am an ER physician as well. I have two passions, and I decided that I didn't have to choose. I could continue to do both. So I continue to work in the hospital doing COVID, emergency medicine. I am now back in my office. We were shipping skincare even during the quarantine to help people who were out of skincare and needed supplements and things like that. But now we're officially open. And being a surgical facility, I am held to a higher standard anyway. So even before COVID happened, before any of this pandemic happened, I am a surgical facility. Everything I do is to the nth level. We have, autoclave machines. We have, completely disposable items that are certainly not reused in our facility. We use FDA-approved machinery. So everything we do is top-notch. And now, with COVID, I think the only thing really changing is that we are only going to see one patient at one time, and our patients wait in their car till we tell them it's okay to come. We just want to reduce the back and forth of people seeing each other in hallways or anything like that. So we're very careful. Now, coming back to your question,
Dr. Bava, how often do you have to have the P shot or the O shot? Is it one time? Is it every month?
Yes. Now, as far as the P shot and O shot are concerned, they're technically one-time procedures.
One blow, one go.
But a lot of people feel that they have so much benefit from them, they come back and say, hey, can I have another one? And you can't overdose in rejuvenation. So in theory, there's nothing wrong with getting another P shot or another O shot.
Just one time. What I love about the concept is that you're not putting any foreign substance into your body. It's your blood spun down into your PRP or the PRFM, which is, you said, just even more of all of your cells and everything put back in. I guess that's how you spin it down?
Yes, I mean, the difference between PRP and PRFM is that PRFM is another step further. It has no growth factor, no stem cells, it stays in the area longer. So it provides more rejuvenation. I'm just causing new blood vessels to form, new proteins to form, basically the foundation of your inner tissue to reform and renew itself. And that works with, your face looking great if you're doing a vampire facial. It works with, your penis or your vagina functioning better if you're doing it down under. So it really depends on where you're putting it, but the idea remains the same. It's rejuvenating. You end up with, in theory, a younger penis or a younger vagina or a younger face, wherever you choose to put it.
It's rejuvenating from the inside out.
Well, I was going to ask, psychologically, forget about the physical of it. Psychologically, the boost that you get because you can do these procedures, especially with what we're going through right now, where everybody seems to be a little bit down, are there procedures that you can do to help psychologically? I know that you're working physically to make you feel better, but is there anything that can be done that raises levels so that we can feel better about ourselves and things of that nature?
Well, with what I do, it's automatic, because whether I'm doing a non-surgical facelift and giving somebody their face from 15 or 20 years ago, or whether I'm giving them their sex life back, it really doesn't matter. that automatically makes them feel better. When you look better, when you're having better sex, you feel better. So you don't need antidepressants in my case. You just come here and, whatever treatment that you feel is going to be helping your quality of life, I mean, it really does. It makes people less depressed and happier.
And done by Dr. Bava, a trained surgeon, a trained ear doctor. You're not worried about was someone properly trained. You've got the highest quality equipment in your office. We talked about some of the pieces you told me you have, you can't just get in a spa. Even if you just want to go for a hydrofacial, again, different quality of hydrofacial that you're going to get from Dr. Bava's office.
Do you remember 3 years ago at WBZT when we were at iHeart, we had Sex Ed 101. You remember that?
Yes.
We had a professional call in and do the video in from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. And she ended up being signed by a sex group out in California.
Really?
Yeah, she went first to take care of her mother in Arizona, and then somebody picked her up, they saw the show, and she's still, I haven't heard from her, she's still in California. But the amazing aspect is that you're one of those conversations that you gotta have, and everybody looks around before they have it. But things have changed. The whole market has changed. Everything in this approach has changed. Because I'm gonna tell you something, if you're on this planet 80 or 90 years, God bless. Why shouldn't you feel good? Why shouldn't you act good? Why shouldn't you be at your best and do it safely before, it's time to hang up your cleats?
Look your best and feel your best.
Yeah.
You also have a skincare product line?
I do. And somebody does not want to go down without a fight myself. And Chanel Sublimage and Lancome and SkinCeuticals weren't doing it for me. So I decided that I couldn't complain about it if I did nothing to fix it. And I developed my own line of anti-aging skincare as well as my own line of organic skincare, which coincidentally started with my children. I found that they wanted some items, they wanted bath salts, and I couldn't find something truly organic and of a high quality out there. So I made my own, and that's how it started.
Wow.
Because she's got
She
so much
made her
so much free time to do this.
I don't sleep, clearly.
She never sleeps. And you look like that and you don't sleep. I find that hard to believe.
I know, truly
You
beautiful.
should believe my rejuvenation works.
I'm going to tell you something. I look at you at this screen, and she's using her phone, from what I understand.
And she also does hair rejuvenation. I saved the best for last, Freddie.
Hair. Good luck with that, baby. Good luck with that. I think my hair days. But everywhere else, I get Doc. I got hair everywhere else except my head. I guess I think too much.
Well, here's the best part about that. I can take hair off your chest, off your arms, just about anywhere to do a hair transplant.
Oh, Lord.
Really?
Doc, take it easy. We're talking about this off the air.
Can you imagine having hair again?
I wouldn't know what to do with it.
How old were you when you lost your hair?
42, 43.
You were young. You're still young.
I look at my sons, and they have that little S's, Geo, it's going to be exactly.
But the other thing we talked about, and that women don't talk about this, right? We talk about our faces, we talk about rejuvenation from the belly button down. You say 40% of women lose their hairline.
Well, this is what happens. Like you said, I'm truly astounded by the fact that women will talk about breast implants, butt lifts, they'll even talk about vaginal issues, but they will not discuss hair. And when I started losing my hair in my 30s, I realized that 40% of women have visible hair loss by the age of 40. It starts younger, the hair loss, but it's visible to everybody by the age of 40 in 40% of the cases. And that's pretty huge because we traditionally think of hair loss as a male problem, never a female problem. Men expect to go bald, they don't always like it, but they're somewhat prepared for it. For women, it's devastating. I mean, we hide it because, we part our hair differently, we put powders, whatever it takes. I don't want to live like that personally. And that's why I got a hair transplant in my 30s. And it was not done right. I've had to do some corrective work after that. And that's truly what got me into it. I said, oh my God, if this can happen to me as a physician, what is happening to the world out there? So I got trained in it. And I eventually, changed the course of my career. I still do emergency medicine, clearly, but I have now, opened my own practice. I take care of people, and, I save lives in one way in the ER, but doing what I do here in my office, I change and save lives as well. So the importance of giving somebody hair cannot be minimized. When you give them their confidence back, you give them their happiness back, and suddenly they can live their lives better, they feel more confident at work. It changes people, it changes lives, it's dramatic.
That's what you talked about, and it is. You're right. It's gaining your confidence back. It's to be able to look in the mirror and say, wow, you know, I've got my hair back, or my partner and I can have an intimate relationship again. Even if it's simple as my skin feels better, or I'm able to get an injectable, filler, facial, just to feel better. People have been home now for 2 months. Right, and you feel they're eating a little bit more, so they say their confidence may not be there, their business may be suffering. To be able to get a boost is an amazing opportunity.
Well, the number one effect that zings people more than anything else is hair loss. Men and women, that's something nobody wants to talk about. Number two is a zit on your face.
Oh, yeah.
Number one and number two. But think about the young millennials that are affected by acne, okay, about having to go to school with bad skin. Very detrimental. I mean, you talk about bullying to the 9th degree and the whole 9. But men that lose their hair, they'll wear a hat. Unless you shave it off. See, men like to shave their heads now. This is a new thing. Women now are shaving their heads. I think it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I love it when women shave their heads and they leave that marine crew thing going on. I kind of dig that. It ain't too bad.
Well, it works for Demi Moore, but not necessarily for the rest of us.
Right. It's a matter of, I wouldn't probably be
You
my
probably
first
wouldn't.
choice.
She cut her hair, Doc, and she thins it out, so now I can see her ears.
But I definitely see hair changes. I've got thyroid disease, and I can definitely
That's another
see
thing, yes.
difference in hormone changes as you get older, and it changes in your 50s. And
being concerned, being worried about what's going on around you, your job, work. There's a lot of worries going on. You ever notice that you worry so much you take a shower and there's a clump of hair at the drain?
Do I notice? Yeah.
I'm in denial. I tell Linda, that was yours.
Where did it come from?
It came from my head. My
You don't have any hair left.
It keeps falling out. What can I tell you? That's why I don't even need a haircut.
It's true, but you offer so many great things. Let's go to commercial break. Can you stay with us till after commercial?
Absolutely.
I want to talk about what she's seeing on the COVID front right here in Boca. So people who are watching us in our community, they're going to get some firsthand experience on where it was, what you're seeing now. And you know what? It's a lot of good news. So stay tuned. Let's go to commercial break. 888-994-4995. I feel like Marnie. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We are on fire, so let's spread your business like fire. Spotlight your business, ideas, and events through our Brooklyn Cafe TV channel on Amazon Fire. Contact us today at 866-224-5422 for more information. Let the whole town, even the whole country, know your message with the click of a button. Together, we ignite.
His abilities as a dry cleaner are so undeniable, Dry Clean Only tags have his phone number printed on the back. Stubborn stains sometimes call him late at night just to apologize. His pickup and delivery service is so fast, his vans have pit crews. He is the most interesting dry cleaner in the world.
You don't always dry clean, but when you do, use A&T Dry Cleaners. Stay dirty, my friends.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. It's Monday. We are opening officially in Boca Raton, slowly phase 1. But we've got also have Dr. Bava joining us, and she has seen front lines firsthand what is going on in our community. So I'm so excited to help promote your practice on beauty and rejuvenation and wellness and anti-aging. But you've also been in the ER since before this all began. You've seen it come, you've seen what's happening.
Well, it's a tough time. We've had to deal with immeasurable stress. It's not been easy for any of us. A lot of people have gotten sick. At the end of the day, common sense has to prevail. We have to stop touching our faces. We have to stop exposing ourselves to the elements if we have immune compromised problems such as, if we have cancer, if we have diabetes, we've got to be more careful. We shouldn't be going out. We shouldn't be a lot of people I've noticed are abusing the privileges they have. Social distancing is not really being respected. So, we'll come to a point where what's the government going to do? Start curfews? Common sense, people. It's important. In the ER, it's improving. Definitely, people are not as sick as they were. I'm not sure what the statistics show, but in my own experience, being in the ER, things are improving. And my office actually opened last week. The governor cleared us to open last week. So we've now been open for a week. We've been taking care of patients in our office as well. And, we pre-screen patients at the time of the appointment and also the day they come in. And so far, we haven't seen anybody getting sick. We haven't seen anybody come in sick. And we're all doing well, thank God. So I think we're on the mend.
That's good news.
That's what it's all about.
And it's what you were talking about today is pre-screening and those with immunocompromised systems. Being smart, having the questions when you reopen, doing the right thing. But you saw cases and you saw illness was higher at a peak. You have seen it come down?
Yes.
Then that's a good sign. That's not
the best news I heard all day.
It's the best news because there are these conspiracy theories, whether you believe it or not, it's not the issue. But here we are talking that you had seen a higher incidence, and now we're seeing it come down, which means it's okay to start opening up again.
Well, I was going to ask her, in your medical opinion, is opening up today okay, or would you wait another 1, 2, 3 more weeks?
I don't see what that would achieve, because at the end of the day, like I said, people have to use common sense. Just because the reopening has started, phase 1 reopening has started, doesn't mean that we should be in crowded areas. It doesn't mean that we should, stop maintaining social distancing to some extent. Yes, you can meet your friends, but perhaps this is not the time to be hugging and kissing. Perhaps handshaking should be, put on the shelf for a while. Those kinds of things, simple things. I think that we still have to be careful, but I do believe that it's okay to go back to life as we know it slowly but surely. Besides, the economy is collapsing at the rate we're going. We went from, record, economy and very low unemployment to now, chaos. And, the economy will collapse, our country will collapse. We have to be careful, but we need to get back to normal.
Gotta use common sense.
Now, what about masks? Everybody, I saw in Washington, D.C., there was an uprising, a disagreement, whatever you want to call it, because of masks. People don't want to be told to wear a mask. How do you feel about masks? Is it a good preventive measure or not?
I think it's a good preventative measure. In countries where they made masks mandatory, they've had lower levels of COVID, plain and simple. The numbers speak for themselves. And I think that if people don't want to respect others and others' safety, then maybe they don't need to go out to businesses. Anybody who comes into our business comes in with a mask on. Once they're in the treatment room, we continue to wear our masks, of course, throughout. But once our patient's in the treatment room, at that point, behind closed doors, we take off the mask for a while, long enough to do the treatment, then the mask goes back on. They're not going to walk in on calls in our office without a mask on, period. And I think businesses need to be strict about that initially, for now. So they settle down further. I think that's a very good idea.
Doing it safely, which is,
They want her address.
people want to know how to find you. What is your phone number?
My phone number is 561-453-2020. It's Bava Medical, BAWAmedical.com.
So well needed what we need, and it's just about using common sense, wear your mask. It's good to know some of the protocols you're using in your practice also. People say, oh, how can you get a facial? How can you get rejuvenation? Right here, Dr. Bava tells you, you wear your mask, you're pre-screened until you're in a treatment room, and then they are masked and under precautions, and then before you leave, everything gets sterilized and cleaned between patients as it should anywhere else in business, right?
Yes, I mean, I'm still wearing my mask. I was interviewed by NBC and ABC News last Friday, and it would have been great for me to show my face, but I was in a public space, and I was not going to take my mask off and expose myself to God knows what out there. So yes, I absolutely have my mask on, and I don't just, talk the talk, I walk the walk. I wear my mask.
And it goes both
You know,
ways.
it's amazing. People are actually writing in that hearing the news from you, they're more confident about what they're hearing than CBS, ABC, and NBC because they're not in our backyard and you are. It's an amazing look at things, the way they're writing in right now. You're here, you're working ER, so if you're telling us it's coming down, they believe that before they'll believe anything else. How do you like that?
But it's true,
That's
because there's
awesome.
been so much, right, Dr. Bava? People have been giving their opinions, and they're saying it's supported by sponsors. Dr. Bava is not supported by any sponsor. She is truly on the front lines doing this.
Well, she's there, and you can't take that away from her. But I want to thank you for at least sharing that information because I didn't realize until right now, she's here. She's in our backyard. It's not like she's in California,
Right down the
Washington,
street.
D.C., or Canada. They're saying you're here. They believe what you're saying right now because you are in the ER. I mean, you can't take that away from her.
And what a great
Yes.
lift it is to feel better about yourself, to bring back intimacy with your partner, or just for yourself, if you don't even have a partner, just to feel better about you. We talk about self-love all the time.
No, I mean, people who exercise and are leaking urine as they exercise, the embarrassment in a gym, it affects people's quality of life more than one might think. And so when they come into my office at Bava Medical, I change their life. I give them their life back, really. I give them freedom. I give them independence. I give them happiness because now they can go do the things they always wanted to do. They don't have to worry about stains on their clothes and, oh my God, am I, clearly leaking or this or that. It changes things. It helps marriages. When I say that people come back to round 2, I'm serious. Some people think it's working so well, they say, can I get some more? And, if it's at least 4 to 8 weeks, I might even repeat it.
Doc, they're also asking me, do you do telemedicine as a consult first, or do they have to come in and see you?
Well, I do virtual consultations. I don't charge for those. So absolutely, I'm happy to accommodate in whichever way I can.
A lot of good information. Things that I never even really thought about was the incontinence part of how it really hinders someone's life going out, going to the gym, going out with your family. It can be embarrassing.
You're
And not
100%
only
correct.
wearing the Band-Aid, right, or some of the products out on the market. If you can actually fix it internally and enjoy life again, and it doesn't even people who have multiple children sometimes can just have a prolapse. It doesn't even mean you're in an older generation.
Well, she gives you choice because she gives you options. She knows things about people that you don't even know about yourself.
True that. And you are beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Bava, so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. More to come. We'll have Dr. Bava hopefully in our studio soon.
I think it would be an interesting concept with the things they're writing in for Doc right now. Everybody's asking me 1,000,001 questions. We'll put them all down so we can ask her the next time we see her.
Beautiful lady, so well trained. Oh, she went to medical school here at Nova and then did her training at the mothership, she tells me, Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, and then came
There's
back.
a Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland?
That is the mothership.
That's why they call it the Cleveland
Hence
Clinic.
the Cleveland Clinic, yes.
Duh. No, but I like the fact that she says that it's okay to open now. It's the right time, you know. And I've been on the bubble with that until I heard from somebody in the medical. And not even my Dr. Hare has returned a phone call because they've been busy on their end. But for her to say that and coming from the ER, I feel a whole lot better about today. So that makes my day. Thank you very much.
And that was when I spoke to her today, and she told me that she's seeing the numbers come down. It's not just the economic impact that people are opening. Truly, all we can speak for is where we are right now from what we hear, is that it was bad and it is better.
And it's getting better. And we're going to be careful not to make it bad again, because I know there's a lot of fear about what if it comes back, what if. Listen, you know, the bottom line is learn the lesson. It doesn't cost you anything to wear a mask, so wear it. Don't be revolting. Ain't nobody taking away your rights. All those people that were with guns and everything up in Washington, D.C., nobody stopped them. You don't want to wear a mask? Don't wear a mask. But if you get sick, you got no one to blame but you. And I was going to ask you this. If somebody's out there revolting, like the guy from the NBA that touched everything, the number one player got caught up in that touching everything, and he got sick. Are we going to treat him? Think about that for 1 second. I know what the answer is. Obviously, yes, we're going to treat him.
Yes.
Right? Obviously. But do you think a first responder who has to go in there and put his neck on the line for somebody who acted stupid, would you really, really, really want to help this person?
Well, it's a whole other ethical conversation.
It's about ethics, and it's about stupid gets stupid, no?
I think people were unaware of the severity of what COVID was when it first came out.
And we are now revolting because we want to push out and get independence and don't infringe on my rights.
I don't think people realized at the time the degree that it was.
What about now?
It's a lot.
Don't dance around it.
I have to dance around it because things were shut down and the numbers got better. Do we know if things had stayed open what the numbers would have done? No. All we know is what it is. And by shutting things down, the cases came down.
Then let me ask you this, Batman. England. You know who the number one deaths are in Europe? I heard was England. Now you saw their approach. They decided to get everybody in one room and get everybody sick to overcome it
like having the chicken pox.
Exactly. And that backfired. Even the prime minister got sick, almost lost him. So now he's like, no. Of course not, because he's scared to death. He went through it.
We also have an incredible medical healthcare system in the United States that is not the same in every other country.
I knew you were going to throw that at me.
We do. We have different elements. Look at Italy. Their population is much elderly than our population.
They're the oldest population in Europe.
Hence their numbers. So there's a lot of factors, and I am no statistician, but there are different factors to come into play. I know, statistician got you on that one.
You're not a who?
Statistician.
But you know numbers.
I don't know numbers. I know conceptually in my mind what makes sense.
I know conceptually in my mind what makes sense, yes. I know that if you go into a room where everybody's coughing, you're probably going to get sick. I know that for a fact. I know that the fear factor, when you sneeze, right? You sneeze. Do you wash your hands?
Yes. I try, or I sneeze into a tissue.
I don't care. If you sneeze, do you wash your hands?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, the answer to that question would be yes, all the time. Why? Because there's molecules in the fecal matter. You know, the stuff that comes out.
That's not fecal matter.
Whatever it is. Stuff that comes out.
Wrong end of your body, but yes.
Oh, it's on the other end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same stuff. It's junk. It comes out. If you get a drop on there and somebody gets in touch with that, there's...
All I know is that I'm glad that we're able to move forward. I'm glad the majority of people that we know, I know of one elderly gentleman that passed in New York from this.
Well, I know a few cases.
You know a few, but you don't know masses.
I may not want to know masses.
But that's what I'm saying. What it could have been.
No, I told New York I didn't want to hear it no more.
Okay, good. So I think there's been a lot that came out of it. There's And now I think we need to regroup, put on our bootstraps, Batman, and keep going and grow and bring businesses to the forefront, bring people forward, bring health and goodness and all these other things that we have always done on the Brooklyn Cafe. Alternative healing, laser with Carmen Care, all the incredible things that Healing Moments with Tracy does, her supplements, the infrared sauna, Reiki and healing, and the sound bed, what Leslie's doing. I can't wait to see what she's doing with different illnesses and viruses to see if she can work with her laser treatment to work with that.
She's
so
gonna
many
be
things
needed,
that we do, healthy food, being vegan. I mean, meat shortages now. You know, maybe we go more plant-based. It's everything you and I have done for 4 years is right here. Dignity Memorial. It's not about if, it's at some point we will all perish. And unfortunately, a friend of mine's dad passed away, not from this. He had a very long life. They had their planning in place at Starve David with Dignity, and she said they have been spectacular. Funeral is closed to family members only. She's trying to see if they will Zoom her in because she can't get here. She's in Virginia, and her sister's in New Jersey and can't get here for the funeral. And she said they have been unbelievable. So people that we work with for so long have been so incredible to so many. And all I can say is, as you always say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's true that.
For our resources.
And the funny thing is that we've been streaming for 4 years now, apparently. I think it's longer than that. I've been doing it longer.
You have been doing
than
it
that.
longer.
And it's funny because when I first started doing this, people laughed at Gio and I. They laughed. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody. And here I am. I got radio stations all around the country that use this platform. And all of a sudden, this is the norm now?
But you know what's great is we can bring new people forward. We can bring Dr. Bava on, and we can put commercials on, and we can go to her location, maybe 1 or 2 people instead of 10 of us, and film some video clips to bring forward what she does, to see some before and after shots, to look at, now you're looking at what medical facilities look like, right? Is it clean? What are their precautions? All of these things now come into play, whereas before maybe not so much, we assumed. Is to say, you know, it's safe to get back out there. Your credentials of your physician and the people who are your healthcare providers, your facialists, people that are touching your face in your body, you want to know their credentials. You want to see that it's sanitary. You want to know they're taking precautions. And now that takes it to a whole nother level of what we need to see.
Well, it's funny because all of a sudden, like Fuego, they are talking to people in South America. South America, the epidemic down there, I don't know if you've seen on the news, I saw it from Fuego, there are bodies in the street.
I do not watch the news.
That the government has to come by to pick up the bodies, and they have them stacked up. I mean, this is true stuff that's going on right now, okay? Streaming allows you to interview a person. We can interview anybody in the world.
Yeah.
And we'll call Manuel in Spain. We can go to England, which we're going to talk to Monica. You could talk to anybody in the safety of your studio, your home. Turnkey. You know, the turnkey deal is all you need in one box. And you can talk to anybody and everybody all over the world. And the power of the streaming isn't to go on Zoom so you can have 40 people talk to you for your birthday. The power of streaming allows you to conduct business without being there.
Well, how incredible was this to have Dr. Bava? Her boys are in her office because they're young, and so there's no school, and she's been in the ER, and we are being cautious like everybody else, and we were able to get an amazing interview from her office and bring all the information forward, right? How clear.
But a lot of our hosts, they're getting it now. Yeah, I've been with Steve-O from Ask the Experts for almost 6 years.
But he's learning.
But he's learning it now, and he says, Freddie, I can't believe you mean you could do this at other radio stations? I can do it anywhere in the world. From here, from this chair, I can do it anywhere.
Well, you know what's exciting is what separates our production companies from other production companies is the radio.
That's right.
And Roku and Amazon Fire TV Stick. Those three things, or you do this.
This is 3.
This is 3. Those 3 things is what separate us, as they say, from the boys and girls. Because those are the elements. It's not just picking up your phone. We have WWNN, we've got 3 FMs and an AM that we stream with, which includes the iHeartRadio app, which means anyone, anywhere with the iHeartRadio app can listen to your show. Anyone, anywhere can watch the show on any of our platforms, from Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, Roku, and Amazon. Those platforms as well. And it's not just our show. It's all of our shows that we work with. 20, 25 shows. So all of those shows and any of those commercial segments that you participate in and any of those sponsors that you work with our other hosts get the same opportunity to be heard.
Or WNN in Philadelphia, in Houston, all of these. Everywhere. All of a sudden he's discovered that he can actually interview them face to face and put it on local radio in Philly because it's carried by the iHeartMedia app all over the country. So he's going to be everywhere, but now he's going to be on visually. Visual is a confidence booster because it shows you your product. It shows what you can do visually. Audio is great. Look at all the podcast numbers. But visual is the difference between radio and TV.
So you're able to do both.
They're able to do both. So now they've learned that all of a sudden they can do this program. They can do the in-studio program. The next thing we're going to teach them is how to do it with people in front of them, of course, safely. So you're going to have a triple threat to one product, which is yours. And you'll be able to do this with the numbers. I remember you this morning you were talking about ROI. Your ROI is only going to go up if you display it among numbers of people. Would you rather sell one TV to one person or attempt to sell one TV to 1.6 million? And therein lies the number. It doesn't take, what did you call it, a statistician?
A statistician.
Right. All it takes is a little bit of intelligence. Be smart about your business and be smart about you.
I'm excited to get our crew in on different teams, I guess for lack of different schedules, so we can bring them in on different days, bring some guests in on other days, and no longer will we have 15 in crew here, but this way some Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe some Tuesday, Thursday, we've got new crew members, new producers that have come forward, which, you know what, in a time of where things were shut down, I really got to tip my hat to our new crew, to Valerie and to Callaway, who came forward at a time. Callaway had no experience even in this industry.
He was on the air today.
And I have to tell him, I don't know if he's even listening, I looked at his resume and I thought, what is this young man going to do in our production house?
Right, he's aggressive.
And from day one, I think he's even editing already.
He did a short. What's it called? Callaway Sports? What was the show?
Callaway's Corner?
My show?
Yeah.
Callaway's Corner?
Callaway's Corner. Threw him into the ring today. Said, hey, go do a sports show.
All I can tell you, if you are a business and you are looking to grow, reach out to some of the young talent that is out there. Take advantage of what they know, of their different insights, of them being on online schooling, because now they can help your business grow, and they're looking for experience, resume building. They want to get out there and help businesses. So give them a chance. Give a whole nother generation a chance to grow.
And if you have a business and you're going to crank it up again and you need some help, let us know. Maybe we can help you out as well. It's like the great Wayne Gretzky always said, if you don't take a shot, you're not going to score. You just know that.
There's a lot, and you know, it's a great Monday. I'm excited. You can see we've been cleaning, restructuring, and moving some things around. The sun is shining.
I guess I'm going to mop today? Is that what the...
No, I mopped already the other day. Actually, Wednesday, we have a cleaning company coming in to sanitize.
I know, but you know how it is? I like to clean for the person. I'm like everybody. You ever notice? You're going to have somebody come to your house and they're going to be the maid or whatever, and you clean it.
I don't anymore.
But
I used to.
But you used to, right?
Now I get out of the house so early that half the time I bring more food here now in the refrigerator. Have you noticed? I keep breakfast food, I keep lunch food, because we're here so much. And again, I thank you to Jody at WNN for giving us that opportunity. When things were sort of going upside down in March, we started doing a morning show on WNN, and we've stuck with it. And Teddy and Slick, they stuck with us through the beginning of this quarantine. Every morning, she does our 9 a.m. show, whether it's from here or remotely. And that's thank you to Jody at WWNN for giving us that platform.
That's right. It showed that stability is in hard work. Just like my old man used to tell me all the time, you got to work your way out of it.
But it's exciting. We've had a lot going on. At 2:30 today, we have The Reinvented Life, a new show with Pamela Chanel David, coming to you from California.
Right.
So that show's today at 2:30, and then all your other shows tomorrow. I think we've got Joy joining us, and a lot of new shows and a lot of new platforms.
Former WWF partners is going to be joining us tomorrow. We're going to be doing a peekaboo on the video. A lot of exciting stuff coming on. You got Editor's Desk with David DePino. He's working a medical angle. As you know, he's the PR to Tenet Hospital. And I love having David on because he always brings in interesting guests. So more information on that as we get it.
And as always, if you are looking for CBD, and I can tell you my grandpuppy needs CBD so desperately, contact your CBD store. They have 4 locations, 561-430-3936. Buy 2 bags of their edibles, get 1 free. Also, buy 1 product, get the second at 35% off. Give them a call. Your CBD store, they have 4 locations, Pembroke Pines, Boca, Boynton Beach, and Singer Island. Free consultations, free delivery if you are in the area of these 4 locations, or they can send it to you. But give them a call, have a conversation. They're going to be joining us tomorrow, see what they've got going on. But I'm telling you, the pets, this poor puppy.
Are we getting a banner, I saw?
Yes, the banner is coming from your CBD store. Again, passive marketing, which is such a great opportunity on the visual side of what we get to do.
You know, I never understood why billboards work so well, but now I do. Because you're constantly looking at the product.
But you know the advantage of what we have over a billboard is that a billboard is you drive by it.
Yeah, we're permanent.
We are permanent here for a lot of hours a day, so
good stuff.
It is constantly there. So give your CBD store a call. Anxiety will continue to grow, unfortunately, because now people are worried about getting out, a little bit more exposure, and the anxiety of getting out. Your pets, we talked about this before. You've been home with them now for 2 months. You're going to be getting back out to work. Your CBD store has products for you, bath products, skincare products, and your pets. So again, their number is 561-430-3936. Join us tomorrow. They're going to be joining us. And if you need help legally, you can contact the Farrow Law Firm, Jay Farrow, Janine Davis, 954-252-9818. You can look them up, Farrow, F-A-R-R-O-W, lawfirm.com. They will help you have those uncomfortable conversations to negotiate with your landlord, your credit card, your insurance companies. They will lead you how to do this process. They will also get you in touch with people if you're looking at bankruptcy or foreclosures. They can help you restructure and do what you need to do to keep your family safe, to keep your roof over your head, residential or business. Give them a call. And also Spanish and Portuguese.
I think you got it all.
Did I cover all that for you?
I think
it's been a pleasure working with you for the past 4 years.
I'm looking
Freddie.
for the monitor that you're reading on.
4 years, and all I can say to you is thank you for giving me an opportunity 4 years ago.
I think we thank you for bringing it forward.
You said come. It took me a couple years to come. I'm glad your English has gotten a whole lot sexier because now people do answer you as opposed to me. Don't do what I did if he says join us. It took me 4 years.
First of all, Marnie came. I said good morning. I changed it. Yeah, okay.
All I can say is thank you for giving me that opportunity for 4 years ago, saying come. In a million years did I ever think we would have spectacular studio space, 2 production companies, 15 in crew, and 25 shows.
And it's funny because you've done commercials, you've done television, you've done radio spots, you produce shows. You know, for somebody who has a master's in communication,
special ed and communications,
and
a lot of degrees.
And speaks Spanish and plays the piano and is an artist. And you have 2 children who are just turning the corner to be highly successful. And you're married to one of the more well-known doctors in Boca. I don't know what you're thanking me for. You've actually let us...
Rewind to the 9 a.m. show and you will see.
I think you've let us drink from your wine of knowledge, which is really what it's all about. It's just putting it forward. It's not about what you know, but what you share. And you've shared that with the community. You're giving a lot of hope. A lot of people, I see the work that you put into this. Unlike what people think, this is not as easy as it looks. And if you don't believe me or her, just talk to some of our producers who have been at it since they got here, putting commercials and spots and everything else. And it's only going to get more complicated because I love complication.
But you're going to see,
you're going to see video segments. You're going to see breakaways. You're going to see all the things that we've been talking about for the last 4 years because now is the time to get it done.
But it is worth it. As you say, always look up.
Always look up.
Always look up. And you know what? There is always hope. And I said to my son on Saturday, I said, always believe in hope and truth. And as an attorney, he says in justice. And that's what it is.
Well, I'm going to see what your son says in a couple of years.
See what my son says after he gets through the bar. I know.
That's right. That's right. It's an interesting time, though.
Have a great Monday, everyone. Be safe. Be cautious. Use your common sense, as Dr. Bava said. For more information on any of our guests, please give us a call or send us a message, 866-224-5422. You can also always download our MobiPop. Text CAFE, C-A-F-E, to 55312. You will get all of our information, how to be on the show, how to watch our show, and how to grow your business.
You done?
Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow. Drive time, pajama time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you.